What is up, Need for Speed racers? It is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut, and we're here with the Cornnut crew. We're going over all of the best cars for each track in each class. So that way, I don't do a top 3 or top 10 best cars video. I can get with the fastest guys in the game, and we can deliberate on what we think is the best, and then what our lap times reflect. So that way you know what to seek out for, to unlock, to buy, and to build to get the most out of your gameplay. With me today, I have got I'm Not Donald.
Yo.
I've got Seike.
X-washed up.
X-washed up. I've got Siwu.
Hello.
And I've got Slide QT.
Hello.
I've showcased some of these guys on the channel already, and there will be more to come. I want to try to include the crew as much as I can because it's not just me out here. We're a group, and we have a lot of fun. So, guys, we are digging into the A-Class for this particular discussion. A-Class used to be pretty much dominated by the F40 for about a week until the Testarossa hit the scene. Looking at most of these times... Hex has got all of them but one. Too bad he couldn't be with us. Hex washed up.
Tragedy.
Yep.
Tragedy. But that being said, looking at these, it's pretty much Hard 8, Lakeshore, Millionaire Drive. I mean, all of those right there are Testarossa or RSR. This is kind of a carbon copy of what we got down at B-Class, just little faster builds on them. The only real thing I see different is Slides in the boondocks with the 180SX. our man's drifting. Slide, looking at these times, do you see anything that you would be able to drift and go faster than some of these grip builds? Other than the boondocks, obviously, because you hold that one.
I mean, I've done close to the record times, like 1 or 2 seconds close to the record times on straight tracks, like the drain, the drop, and I think there was one more, I can't remember which one, with the Nissan 180SX.
Okay.
So
you can get
it's
close.
not the record times, but
right.
it's
Close.
What does that Nissan go in that class? Like 166?
It goes to 264 kilometers per hour. I don't know what that is in miles, so you guys are gonna have to make the conversion.
We're out here with Freedom units. I have no idea what that is, but 266 kph.
That's 164. That's
164?
Yeah. 165.
Yep. Okay, that's cooking. That's actually a pretty fast A car. Not Rosa status, but damn close.
Yeah, hard to compete with Rosa, but it does carry speed and accelerate way better.
For sure. That's the one thing about the Rosa. You gotta have a good driver mod to keep that momentum up, especially at A class. So that being said, you guys, going down the list, it is all Porsche RSR or Ferrari Testarossa. So if you are looking to build a car for the A class, it's gonna be one of those two. Flat out. That's the meta. That is what we have set here on the Cornnut crew. That doesn't mean that this is the fastest overall. This just means it's the fastest from us. We're pretty quick. I think some of these times are probably right on the fringe of what would be a world record pace. If Hex was here, he could give a little more insight, but God bless him, he couldn't make it to this wonderful video. That being said, same kind of question as we did in B class. Guys, if we didn't have the Rosa and the RSR, and since we can no longer put the F40 in A class, what would we put in here? What would we be running?
Probably the Eclipse and the R34, I think.
Yes.
And
those would be the top speed for sure.
Actually, the Countach from Donald today seems to be decent.
Oh, yes, the new Countach
is pretty on pace with that F40.
That's true.
It's a little bit off, but it's not bad for a short
the Countach is pretty good. That's a new one. It's one we haven't built yet. That's me and Donald are getting together, bring you guys a build on that.
That Ford Focus isn't the worst either.
Yeah.
The Ford Focus RS is a good one. Yeah, so the previous meta before these cars really emerged and became very dominant was definitely the Ford Focus RS, the Eclipse, and then the R34 that Hex spent a lot of time on. And then if we work backwards from there, we've got... What's up?
The 2018 GTS Porsche.
Oh, yes.
I think that one's pretty good.
Yeah, the one on your channel, yeah.
That's the airplane build, right?
No.
I think that's what it was called.
Just the normal GTS.
Oh, the normal GTS.
Oh,
yeah! Yeah, dude, I love that car, the normal GTS. I don't know how I forgot about it. Is it still buildable? Can we go down to A with it?
Yeah, I drive it all the time.
All right, yeah, well, that's great. So that would, guys, that's some alternative cars. So if you're not having these unlocked or you don't have them in the garage just yet, but this should be a really clear picture of what the meta is. So you need to get yourself strapped up with a Rosa. Probably 2 or 3 of them, honestly. Like, having one for a couple of classes, it's pretty dominant. And then the RSR is something that is worth the grind. It is utterly broken across the board. I mean, it just handles like nothing else. It's not the easiest car to drive, but with a good driver mod, it's hard to touch. Alternatives,
Broken with diesel engine.
yeah, that diesel engine, insane. So
It's
all the
only
torque,
one playlist,
all the
though.
gears, like just go.
I
It
would
is
add
literally
that-
one playlist, like
Yeah, it's just Easy Street playlist. Is the RSR basically. It's been renamed to Rise and Fall, but it's the only playlist where you use the RSR actually in A.
That's true.
Yep.
That's true. The rest is
Outside of
Rosa.
that, it's all Rosa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. So yeah, pretty much if you wanted to dominate A, you get the Rosa and you run it. Alternative cars, like the guys said, the Eclipse, the Ford Focus RS, the Porsche GTS, all of
The
those cars
R34
are
as well.
built. They're on the channel. Go check them out. And then obviously we've got the builds for the Rosa and the RSR. The Rosa is in a base builds video, and so is the RSR. So I'll link both of those down below, along with these, and that'll kind of give you guys an idea of some really good meta cars to build. I know this is a little different brand of video we do, but really at the end of the day, this is the kind of content that you guys should want to use. This is showing the Cornnut crew lap times that we don't just show to just everybody. You got to come to the Discord and get them, so we're making these public now. And these aren't world record pace, but this is like really fast. This gives you an idea of what we test against, how we compare ourselves, and then when we are building cars, what we are shooting for when we're going out and running them to make sure that they're in the realm of being able to touch these times. Not always beating them or being close to them, but you know, if you can get within 5 or 10 seconds with a new build, that's pretty good. That tells you where the car is at, and so we can kind of gap based on that, and it gives us an idea what we're doing when we're tuning and building stuff. Guys, any final thoughts before we send off our viewers here?
I think we forgot about the ASAP Mercedes as well.
Oh, the
As
ASAP Rocky
replacement for the
Mercedes.
Testarossa.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good at A and A+. It's got a good top speed. It's been kind of slept on because we didn't really do a lot with it until recent, and it's none of us really built a lot of it. But you have to run the custom one. So if you guys have the customs ASAP Rocky Mercedes, I do have a base build video on that, and it's pretty decent. So good shout out there, Seike. Definitely.
I mean,
good thought.
X did 211 on Lakeshore Express with the Mercedes, so it's just like 2 seconds behind record. So it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
decent.
Lakeshore, Windy City, those two are
Yep.
fine with it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
guys, if the Rosa didn't exist, it would probably be ASAP Rocky's 190E. We probably wouldn't even be talking about the R34. It used to be the R34, but I think ASAP Rocky's would be right in there with the Rosa. So that's good.
That's a good chance.
That's really good info. And like you guys watching, that's why I bring these guys in, because those are things that I probably wouldn't have thought of on the fly. And so it gives you guys, you know, not just me, but 5 of our heads together really working on stuff to give you the most information that we can. So pray for Hex that he couldn't be here. Hex washed up. And,
Hex washed up.
and we'll see you guys next time. Drop a like if you like the video. Comment on what you think might be a good car or a build you'd like to see. And we'll see you next time. Have a great rest of your day.